Soon as a man says that he wants a meal cooked for him, women are quick to throw out the fact, well, this isn't the 1950s anymore. So because of that, men have now decided that, okay, it's not the 1950s. We won't do the traditional thing.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So this video is about a man that was asking the question that why does it get women angry when the suggestion of a 50-50 relationship is brought up in a relationship? Why does this trigger women? And just hear what this guy has to say.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet? Before y'all come at me, I do not practice nor preach 50-50 dating. I believe in traditional dynamics. I believe in a provider mindset. And I do believe that when you invite somebody out, the right thing to do is pay. I am curious about this topic because the 2 times that I've been dragged by thousands of women all over the internet has been at the mere suggestion of splitting the bill. I also once said that if you're expecting a certain dollar amount to be spent on you to be worth your time, you are entitled, and that broke the internet as well. So yeah, can anybody help explain why this conversation is so triggering? Because I've heard a lot of things, from reparations, which falls apart logically in my opinion, to stacking up personal expenses against another person's personal expenses, to a woman even saying, hey, look at me, I'm a big woman, so if you don't feed me, you're not worth my time. It seems to be a polarizing topic, so feel free to stitch this. The floor is yours.
So that's what he has to say. And for me, this is like a very interesting conversation. So in this video, we're going to see women reacting to this statement, to this thing, this 50-50 relationship thing.
Why does the
So
mere
let's get
suggestion of
going.
50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
Because of one of the many double standards that have been created by modern day women. A lot of women today want a traditional man. They want the man who's going to provide. But what a lot of women today don't understand is that if you are going to request and desire a traditional man, you have to be a traditional woman. But as soon as a man says that he wants a meal cooked for him, women are quick to throw out the fact, well, this isn't the 1950s anymore. So because of that, men have now decided that, okay, it's not the 1950s. We won't do the traditional thing, hence the 50-50 concept. Modern day women do not like that because one thing that they will never admit is that they are very hypocritical. We can go on all day about the list of double standards. A lot of women today are selfish and self-centered, which is why they are triggered by a 50-50 relationship. They want the relationship to be solely about them and they want to be catered to without doing anything in return. If you're triggered by anything I just said, I'm talking about you.
Wow. Okay.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
The reason why I think so many women on the internet are triggered by the idea of going 50-50 is because we realize it's not a good deal and men know it's not a good deal. I actually did a video a couple of weeks ago about a man who was on live with a woman and she was like, I'll pay 100% of the bills. I just want you to cook, clean, and take care of the kids. And the man actually curled his lips to say, I ain't no slave. Oh, so it's a slave? But men are trying to make women believe that that's a good deal for them. How is it a good deal when she's paying half the bills and doing all of the household duties and all you're paying is 50% of the bills? Even a roommate is expected to do more chores than that. Women are realizing more and more this deal only benefits men. Men want to pay 50% of their bills and they also want king treatment. They're talking about submission and wanting to be catered to. And women are saying, I already pay 100% of the bills right now and I'm calling 100% of the shots. I already pay my own rent, my own mortgage and all that. Why should I be impressed by your 50% of bill money?
Love her.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
What I'm about to say may be hard for some men to swallow, so buckle up. Now, I know when you're talking about 50-50, you're discussing finances, but when you remove finances from the conversation, heteronormative relationships have never been 50-50. Ever since the construct of the nuclear family was normalized, men went to work usually from 6 to maybe 12, maybe more hours a day. However, women's job begins when they wake up and it doesn't end until they go to sleep, with either 0 or very few breaks in between. Because if your job is to maintain the home and facets of home life, you can never leave work. Fast forward a couple decades, and now women are doing even more work than they used to do before because now most homes need 2 incomes in order to survive. Women are reluctant to go 50-50 because they've come to the realization that nowadays 50-50, even if it's just on finances, is really 90-10.
Yeah, I agree with that. Doesn't benefit us.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
Simple. We don't live in a 50-50 society. We don't live in a society where women are treated equally to men. And when men talk about 50-50 dating, they're not talking about equality in the relationship. They're not talking about equal effort, time, and energy. They're literally just talking about the financial aspects, splitting the bill. So because that's all they care about, let's focus on that. Talk about the gender wage gap. On average, Asian women make 75 cents to the dollar a man makes. 73 cents for white women. Black women make 58 cents. Native American women make 50. Latinas make 49 cents. And yes, there is a wage gap for men based on race, but it's not nearly as wide as it is for women. So right out of the gate, strip everything away and just look at the financial aspects. Women are making less than men. So why should we go 50-50? And why are these men who are so passionate about equality for women not out in the streets marching for women's equal pay, lobbying Congress to pay us what we're worth? Why aren't those men signing up for 50% of the domestic labor in their households, 50% of the child care, 50% of the emotional labor in the relationship? Why is it you only want equality when it comes at our expense?
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one? Because I would love to explain my take on this. Short answer is because this debate never factors in the mental and emotional labor that a relationship takes. Let's look at things patriarchally, shall we? In this society, most males are socialized to believe that their only purpose in a relationship is to be financially and physically present, and that's it. They are taught that they just pay the bills and exist. That's it. So given that, a lot of y'all are only giving like 20% that y'all should be giving to a committed relationship, which means your partner has to pick up your slack and pick up the additional 80%. And as if she isn't already doing enough, you want to suggest splitting the bills 50-50? So you mean to tell me that in the 20% you're providing, you don't want to provide all 20% of that? And once you factor in the fact that most males benefit from marriage more than women, what's our allure to agree to that? And until y'all realize that we need more than just physical and financial presence, we're not going for this.
I agree.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
Because you want me to sign up for a bad deal, and you know it. Because you're negotiating on the one part of the relationship that you did. And that was money. You're not coming to me like, hey, I want to do 50% of the mental load. I want to do 50% of the laundry. I want to do 50% of the cooking and cleaning. No, the one part that I was doing historically for all these years, I want you to take that part on too, okay, bitch? And women are waking up.
Yeah.
Because it's a bad
It
deal. We haven't even talked about pregnancy and child rearing yet. Just simply living together, being 50-50. Because it's never all the way 50-50. It comes off as you just wanting to do less. And I pay my own bills. I put gas in my own tank. I'm in therapy, healing. And if all you're coming to me with is a little bit of money, like, what are you even offering?
Exactly.
Does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
Because it is being suggested by guys like you who frame it as punishment for feminism and who reveal that they were only ever considerate and kind to women because of what they could get out of it. Because here's the thing, I do practice it. I haven't let a man pay for me in years and I never will. I think it's weird. I think it is archaic and I think that it sets up a power dynamic that I want absolutely no part of. I think it should be exactly how it is with friends, in which you kind of, take turns treating each other. And if you know you earn a lot more than your friend, you maybe are like, look, I've got the tickets. You can get me a drink once we're there. Because it's about being kind and it's about wanting to spend time with another person, regardless of exactly who's paid for what. That shouldn't matter. Because if your first instinct to women expecting like equal rights is to go, get your damn wallet out, ladies, then your problem isn't feminism. Your problem is that you're an asshole.
Does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
I have two possible theories on why this is. Number one, it kind of kills the fantasy that many women have. They expect a guy to come in, ask them out and sweep them off their feet and pay for everything. And so when a guy asks to go 50-50, it's like, ew, no. And number two, even when it's agreed to go 50-50, there seems to be always some extra conditions. So even if everybody agrees to go 50-50, the guy feels like, hey, I was nice to you, so you should be a little nice to me, if you know what I mean. And that's not what was agreed on. We agreed to split the bill and have a nice time. I did not agree to any extras, but you're expecting some extras from me because you were nice to me. You didn't call me out my name. This is why communication is crucial between both parties if you're going to date. Sit down and discuss exactly what you're going to do and what your expectations are, so there is no confusion when the date happens.
I totally agree with that. Anyway, let me know your thought about this down in the comment section. So this is the women's reaction. So I'll be posting next after this video the men's reaction to it. So I can't wait to see what the men reaction to this. But I totally agree with what most of the ladies said. Apart from that first lady that was calling others out, like, I don't get, my own is that when every time they always say, oh, 50-50 in the relationship, it always has to do with finance, like a woman has to, okay. But when it comes to like the emotional, the domestic and all that, the man does whatever I want. Like, okay, I can fix dinner whenever I can. It's not like, oh, I have to fix dinner. Like, it is like, I just feel like it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal for women. If we're going to go 50-50, then let's go 50-50 everything on everything. But it's not even possible because the way we are built, it's really different. Like, most men, usually when they clean, you as a woman, you're just cringy because you're going to go back and clean that thing again. Like, you know what I mean? So it's really still not 50 in terms of emotional and all that. We're more emotionally attached and we give more emotionally into a relationship. So it would never ever be 50-50. And also, I also agree with what the last lady said. Like, when you get into a relationship, have that conversation, honest conversation on what your expectations are and how you guys can build that relationship. If the relationship is not working because probably both of you have two different ideology on how a relationship should be structured, then both of you should probably go your different ways. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down about this women's reaction down in the comment section. I will see you guys in my next video. This is